We are in a jungle and we have two big elephants trying to become more and more nervous. If they become very nervous and start war, it will be a big problem for the rest of the jungle. You need cooperation of a lot of other animals. Tigers, monkeys, and so on. Are you on the US or the Chinese side? Because now, progressively, a lot of people would like to see there are two orders in this world. This is a huge mistake, even for both the US and China. We need a single global order.
Emmanuel Macron has just called for a single global order at the APEC summit in Thailand, and he is obviously not the first politician to ever openly discuss their plans for the future and what the agenda is for a new world order. New viewers to this channel may not know, I put out this video 9 years ago now called Ushering in the New World Order, where I literally show from the horse's mouth people like Joe Biden, Stephen Harper. I get into some of the history of these guys talking about this stuff, like, you know, Adolf Hitler and Bush and you know, like Henry Kissinger and Gordon Brown, you know, a whole bunch of them. This is them actually saying what they're going to do. And I find it funny, I get this for context Wikipedia article here saying the New World Order is a conspiracy theory, which hypothesizes a secretly emerging totalitarian world government. Well, here's the funny part, guys. Fast forward almost 10 years. And here we have literally a real world government summit that takes place every year. The next one is coming up in February from the 13th to the 15th. And this is their official World Government Summit YouTube channel. And they recently put out this video. Are we ready for a new world order? And look at this. The YouTube algorithms picked this up and put on the context article, the New World Order is a conspiracy theory, which hypothesizes secretly emerging totalitarian world government. This is literally their official channel, and the algorithms picked this up as calling it out for being a conspiracy theory. Thought that was pretty funny, guys, but for the purposes of today's video and the fact that Macron is calling out the need for a single global government right now at the APEC summit, makes me wonder, what else is coming out of this APEC summit? So today we're going to take a quick look at this. APEC is the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, and this is their 2022 Leaders Declaration, guys. And already I'm finding some very troubling language in here, like as we see here. They want to work, they're challenging and complement the global efforts, including the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. We all know sustainable development is simply just buzzwords for absolute total control. And as if that wasn't bad enough, guys, if you scroll down here to paragraph 11, you're going to see that in regards to the COVID-1984 pandemic, and when it comes to air and marine crew, and improving infrastructure and tools, such as the interoperability of vaccination certificates, we now see what they're actually trying to push here. And we're also going to look at this, guys. This is the G20 Leaders Declaration, which was just released. They held that in Bali. And if you scroll all the way down here to paragraph 23, we're going to start to see some of the things that they have in mind for us under the framework of IHR is to facilitate seamless international travel, interoperability, and recognizing digital solutions and non-digital solutions, including proof of vaccinations, guys. This is exactly what's coming out of this, and this is all precisely what the World Economic Forum had in mind for mankind, as they outlined here in this 2022 report, Advancing Digital Agency. And if you scroll all the way down to page 22, you're going to see identity in everyday lives. And this is a chart that they produced back in 2018. So as we will see, they want all these different areas of your life to be interconnected into your digital identity. And this is essentially exactly what we now see coming out of the G20 in Bali and the APEC meeting that just took place in Indonesia. So guys, we're going to talk about all of this and much, much more in this video. But really quickly, just before we do, I'd ask that you just take a second to check me out here at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Here you can make a one-time donation by clicking there. You can do Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies by going here. You can join me on Subscribestar by clicking on that banner right there. It's a really good Patreon alternative since I have been kicked off of Patreon. You can also sign up here for a monthly reoccurring contribution. Thank you to everybody who does contribute in that way. If you're Canadian, it's particularly easy to do e-transfers. That can be done at dan@pressfortruth.ca, or if you guys like to keep things old school, you can send stuff to my P.O. box, guys. Links for all of that are located in the description below. Thank you so much to everyone who has ever contributed to my cause here at Press for Truth. I can't do this work without you. So as I said, guys, in the beginning, you know, Macron here is openly talking about a single global order. I would suggest you, catch up on my videos if you haven't seen these ones about him being exposed in this pedophile network that he fell victim to and is now, under the control of the Rothschilds. And this one as well. Again, links for all this are going to be located in the description below. But as I said, calling for this kind of stuff is nothing new. I mean, this is Biden, right? Joe Biden, like almost a decade ago. Let's just listen to this really quickly of him essentially calling for the exact same things that we're seeing him do now that he's president of the United States. Check it out.
The task we have now is to actually create a new world order. Because the global order is...
Yeah, I got the task of creating a new world order because the global order is constantly changing. That's essentially what Stephen Harper said as well.
Nation states are clearly going to exercise their rights to regulate their financial system. But in a globalized economy, we are going to have to take global responsibility.
Global problems call for global solutions.
There have to be some semblance of global governance on these
because
questions.
It's going to have to be global government.
We can't
and I mean,
operate.
this goes way back. I did a montage throughout the history of this in my film United We Fall, showing guys like Adolf Hitler, National Socialism will use its own revolution for establishing a new world order. The piano music here is myself, by the way, written and performed by me. Nixon calling for it. And it goes on. We don't have to watch the entire video, guys. You can check the links in the description. But they've gone on and on and on about this New World Order over the years, which we're now seeing Macron openly talk about. But let's get into what's actually going to come under this New World Order global government umbrella, because today is when we're seeing the APEC, the B20, the G20, where they are making these important decisions. So as I said, right here at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, they're already talking about the UN Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development. Now, viewers of this channel are probably already well aware that, it used to be called Agenda 21. That eventually was morphed into Agenda 2030. And words like, circular green and sustainable development are really just fluff buzzwords to really hide the true agenda, which is 100% full control of all resources, all things on the planet. And this is how they're doing it. But if we get, down to the COVID-19 84 pandemic, we see how they can start ushering these things in. As we see, we commend APEC's work on safe passage, including the Safe Passage Task Force. We will further our cooperation to promote safe and seamless cross-border travel within our region as we emerge from the COVID-19 84 pandemic, including for essential work forces, including air and maritime crew, as well as improving infrastructure and tools such as the interoperability of vaccine certificates and ensuring the APEC business travel card is inclusive. Again, vaccine certificates and vaccine passports are the things that I was called a conspiracy theorist, just a couple of years ago for suggesting that was the plan. And here is quite literally the horse's mouth, the leaders of the G20 summit and the APEC summit saying that that's what they're going to do. As we see here, we welcome joint research and joint production of vaccines, including enhanced cooperation among developing countries. Again, this is coming from the G20 Leaders Declaration. We acknowledge the importance of shared technical standards and verification methods, under the framework of the IHR to facilitate seamless international travel, interoperability, and recognizing digital solutions and non-digital solutions, including proof of vaccinations. We support continued international dialogue and collaboration on the establishment of a trusted global digital health networks as part of the efforts to strengthen prevention and response to future pandemics that should capitalize and build on the success of the existing standards in digital COVID-1984 certificates. So this is really no longer the stuff of conspiracy theory, guys. This is now morphing into the area of conspiracy fact. I actually mentioned this in a couple of videos ago called "They're Actually Doing It." You know, is this even real? And in this video, at one point, it's a little choppy now. Well, I'll just play it from here. I played this clip, and let's just have a quick listen to this again because it's very relevant for today's video.
So let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO. If you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clog the economy globally, you know, you can still provide some movement of the people. Indonesia has achieved, G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to
Guys, this has been the plan all along. As I said, this chart here is from 2018. And look at all the areas of your life that they want connected into this digital identity system. You got healthcare. If you want to access insurance, you want treatment for better healthcare, you want wearables, you're going to have the digital ID. Financial services, you want to open a bank account, you want to do online financial transactions, you have to be connected. Food and sustainability, farmers and consumers are going to have to verify their provenance of produce to enhance value and traceability in supply chains, travel, and mobility. If you want to book a trip, you want to go between border controlled areas, between countries or regions, you're going to have the global digital ID. Humanitarian response to access services. E-commerce, you want to shop, you want to conduct any kind of business transactions and secure payments online, you got to be involved in this digital identification system. Social platforms, you want to interact socially or have third-party services doing that, boom, connected to the digital government. E-government, if you want to access services, you want to file your taxes, you want to be able to vote, you want to collect benefits or anything like that, you're going to have to be tied into the system. Telecommunications, to monitor devices and sensors transmitting such data as energy usage, air quality, traffic congestion, and also for users to own and use devices, for service providers to monitor devices and data on the network. And if you scroll down here to how this is going to, you know, what they picture this as looking like, authentication is going to be the process that determines that you are who you say you are, and this is what your profile will look like. It may include inherent data attributes such as biometrics, or assigned attributes like your name or national identifying numbers. It'll also have a history of your credit or medical histories and your online purchasing behaviors and judgments or decisions made based on authentication processes, profiles, and histories. Like, you know, example, a bank could decide the attractiveness of an individual for a loan, or a bank could decide to shut you down because you are an enemy of this system. That's the truly scary thing in all of this, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they want to fully do away with cash as well, so that you will only be reliant on this digital system, so that when the system says no, you won't be able to just reach into your pocket and continue to engage in commerce. So that's the plan, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're talking about when guys like Emmanuel Macron say it's time for a single global order. Of course, it's all under the guise of, you know, global crises call for global solutions, right? Can't we all just get along in one big happy family? Well, unfortunately, they are at the top of this umbrella, as they openly admitted from their very own mouths, as I showed you in this video here as well. So just wanted to bring all of that to your attention today, guys. Please share this video. Like, we got the Asia Pacific APEC leaders declaration openly calling for digital certificates. We got the G20 in Bali openly talking for vaccine passports to be instituted globally. And again, as I've shown you, this is all exactly what the World Economic Forum already outlined in 2018 that they want these guys to do. And it's all happening right now. So wanted to bring that one to your attention, guys. Once again, if you do appreciate my efforts to do this, to cut through the propaganda and to, you know, bring you this information that you're certainly not going to be getting from the mainstream, don't forget to check me out at pressfortruth.ca/donate. Once again, there's a whole bunch of options here for how you can contribute to my cause financially if you do feel you would like to do that. And that's all for today, guys. Once again, I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Share this video with your friends and family who you think need to see it the most. And stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.